Welcome to Squatchdtv, where the truth is first before all else. Join your hosts, veteran investigator, TV personality, and author Steve Kulls, and from the Kentucky Bigfoot Research Project and the Kentucky Fried Fixes channel, Chris Bennett. Sit back and prepare to take yourself on a journey with the longest-running Bigfoot podcast, Squatchdtv. Here are your hosts, Steve and Chris.
Hey, everybody, it's Wednesday night. I know our views or our audience may be a little bit smaller right now because I didn't get around to getting on social media today and advertising because I have been a busy boy today. And as you all know, that the title has changed from the original to Exposing the Podcast Scam. And boy, this has happened to me over the last couple of days. I saw this, and I'm like, people just don't know, as a podcaster and an author, what we actually go through sometimes from these fake emails requesting, product endorsements to, we'll provide you with the product. Yeah, no, you won't. Just unreal. But this one really caught my interest because it tracks back to an actual YouTube channel and a podcaster. And that's right, Jeremiah Rutrow. And what you guys are going to see tonight is Steve paintbrush somebody because we have the Roadcaster going full blast now and we have a phone line. So this morning, I had a very interesting conversation that I paintbrushed somebody.
This is going to be interesting.
It's going to be a lot of fun. So anyway, I want to say everybody that's out in the chat room, I think we're going to forego the regular run tonight because we got a lot of material to cover, Chris.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great time. But hello to all our channel members like John and I see Mitch is there, Pete H out there. I see Jeremiah Rutrow, Gary Johnson, Kathy Zabrowski. What the hell? We'll go through the list anyway. Who else do I see? Sally, Texas Jack, Robert Dubin, the Susie Monster, Tennessee Cherokee, Sharon, Grant Rasha, Karen Fisher. And I think that's it for those that have spoken in the chat. And of course, hello to all our lurkers. I'm your host, your guy, the Squatch Detective, Steve Kulls. And that there is the best co-host around, Mr. Chris Bennett. What's up, Chris?
Good. Oh, man, I don't know. Same old. Nothing exciting happening around here. Nothing like it does to you. I kind of wish it would every now and then, though. I'm the kind of guy, most of the time people don't like getting scam callers and stuff. I actually do. I enjoy that. I talk with them about everything, Talk about fishing, weather. Anything but what they want to talk about.
Where do I start with this mess? Why don't we start at the beginning?
That's good.
My darn drink went down the wrong pipe.
Oh, no. Well, go ahead and get it evacuated there. There we go.
Oh, it's evacuated. I just don't want to evacuate too hard. You know what I mean? Hey, there's Ron Meldrum. Hello, Ron.
Hey, Ron.
All right, so where do we start from here? Let's start right at the beginning. So I get this email from this guy by the name of Cliff Andrews. Good day, your book. And my guess would be the Sasquatch Playbook. Yes. This very book right here. Right. Because that spittle came back for another.
Go ahead, mute out, and go ahead and cough and get yourself cleared out, bud. I know how it is. It's rough when you take a drink and it goes down the wrong way. Sometimes it takes me a few minutes.
So this book, for some reason, the book scammers love to pick on, right? And they call me up and they try to say, well, your book has been selected for a script. No, it hasn't. I represent Columbia Pictures. No, you don't. All right.
It's a movie deal.
Yeah. Well, and then they try to, make you pay for editing services that you don't need, and it never comes to fruition.
Right.
And then they'll give you eventually, after they soaked you for as much money as they can, they will send you an email, say, sorry, the studio passed up on it.
Yeah.
That's one scam. People don't know that book writers go through this BS sometimes. Then you have the other ones that, we will feature it in some, and they'll pay. You'll end up paying somebody like $3,000 to feature their books, and what they do is they put 1 or 2 copies of your book in an airport kiosk. That is so right. And this is the research I've done on this stuff. I'm memory research. So the minute I saw your book has been selected to be featured on the Neil Haley Show, a globally syndicated celebrity television and podcast interview that amplifies authors' voices and stories to audiences worldwide.
Well, that's a great intro right there. That's good.
Yes.
I'm ready to sign a contract right now.
Neil Haley, known as the media giant, is ranked number 4 on FeedSpot's celebrity podcaster list and brings over 15 years of experience interviewing some of the world's most influential names, from Hollywood icons like Terry Crews and Howie Mandel to best-selling authors like Steve Berry and Lisa Gardner. Sounds impressive.
Yeah.
When you join this show, you're stepping into a spotlight that has helped launch, grow, and validate some of the biggest names in media. Global exposure, reach over 5 million weekly listeners and viewers across 180 countries. Syndicated visibility, airing on 150 radio stations, BPT Channel 7 in Pittsburgh. You know what? That channel is not on that list. How do I even think about it? Yeah, there is no BVPT or whatever the hell it is in Pittsburgh. There's WTAE, KDKA, WPKD, WPGH, WBYD, WPCB. That's nice, PCB. Personally, you have the underwear channel, WBVD. Anyway, so that's...
they've got a KOAM TV, Channel 7 in Pittsburgh, Kansas.
Let's hold on to that little nugget of wisdom.
Okay, babe.
But there's no Channel 7. Credibility by association. Okay. Share a platform with A-list celebrities, best-selling authors, and world-class thought leaders. That's professional production, a polished 20 to 30-minute video and audio interview that you can repurpose for all your marketing.
Yeah.
That's about the only thing you're going to get. Social media amplification, featured across Neil Haley's trusted media channels.
Wow.
Personally, I've never heard of the guy.
I hadn't either until today.
Right. Robert Denduman, exactly, for the number 4 on FeedSpot's celebrity podcaster list. Well, but as he talked to Enrico Palazzo.
Oh, that's good.
All right, hang on. I got to mute my phone because it now sits on my desk.
Okay, maybe you'll be getting a phone call during the show from these people.
There we go.
Yeah, that'll be great, man. Yeah, I'm up for a fishing trip anytime. Yeah. We got some decent fishing around.
Jeremiah is correct. Has he talked to Enrico Palazzo?
Yeah.
So, that being said, I immediately said, "Yeah, okay, I'll be on a show.
Yeah.
I don't care. I didn't check it out just yet."
No,
and then within an hour or so, and I will show you that email in my next thing. Right. I get an email that says, "Great, can we set up an interview time so we can do a pre-assessment interview?" Pre-assessment interview.
What are we pre-assessing here?
I never heard it. It says your book has been selected to be featured, which they're to pre-assess.
I mean, you've
read the book, right? I mean, obviously.
You've done hundreds of not videos, but hundreds of interviews and podcasts, Steve. Has anybody ever done
There
a
you go, Susie. I've
pre-assessment?
never heard of that channel around
Yeah.
here.
Has anybody ever done a pre-assessment on you before?
No, not for any. No, yeah, they either want me or they don't.
Yeah.
All right.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
You know, if I ask them, they may do an assessment on me. But if they reach out to me, why are they having me go through this process? And I'll explain that to you why. So I started beginning to realize that pre-assessment means something in the investigative field we call a sales funnel.
Spidey senses have started going off.
So I start doing research on this character, Neil Haley, and all the other things. Now, he used to be a professional wrestler. And Neil Haley is supposedly 6'10", 300 and some odd pounds. So I don't think I'd want to meet him in a dark alley. But I started looking at his media presence. And I learned a lot. And I didn't want to spoil that just yet. But just to show you, I did reach out to Neil himself after I got that whole pre-assessment thing.
Yeah.
And he wrote me back and said, yes, this is my guy, basically.
Yeah.
He released confirmed, is this your agent doing work for you? He said, I've been selected to be a guest on your show. Now he wants to do a pre-assessment. And he immediately replies, yes. And I used the link in the email address on the YouTube channel.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? So.
Got to be legit.
I went right to the source.
Right.
And he confirmed, yeah, that's my guy.
Okay.
Right? So let us watch part of the pre-assessment. And here's the thing. He's going to start off by asking me a lot of questions about that. Now, to get him, anytime you do one of these interviews, and you're going to get a little class and see it right here on interviewing a bit. He starts off by asking me questions about Bigfoot. And has you ever seen one? All these questions. I'm not going to bore people because we've heard those answers 1,000 times on this channel. Right. So you're going to see a little transitioning in the video, a couple of fun things. And then you're going to see me get to the meat of the matter. Bottom line is I have the ability to stop when we're going to transition to the next section of the interview. Because he thinks he's interviewing me. I'm really interviewing him. Right. And Chris, anytime you want to stop it, ask a question or anything like that, or if you want to stop it to ask this question. So here is me. Thanks to our new Roadcaster system, we now can take phone calls and we can accept phone calls as well to broadcast to everybody. So here we go.
Cool beans.
Sally's like, oh, this will be fun. Yes, this is going to be fun. So here we go.
So right now we scheduled for our pre-assessment for the book. And after this, I will going to forward all those answers you made for the questions, or the 5, 6 questions. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Okay, good. All right. So, well, I really appreciate for giving me this opportunity, Steve. Okay? So
let's stop right here. What is flag number 1?
Well, he's thanking you for giving him the opportunity to do the pre-assessment.
Oh. Does this sound like a Cliff Andrews to you?
Well, no.
Exactly that. And where do most of our scams come from?
Yes, but I didn't want
India.
to. I didn't want to say like that because
well, you have to be certain. When a guy named Cliff Andrews comes up and, oh, hello, how are you today? That is an issue.
Well, yeah, maybe he's got a 7-Eleven. Okay, we don't know.
But even so,
Okay, yes, he does have the accent that is familiar with
the Indian, Pakistan,
yes.
Bangladesh type of area of the country.
Where they have a lot of call centers. Yeah.
Right. One of the call centers, bingo, which is where all these book calls. But this is a very interesting thing going on here. So I'm not quite entirely sure where the money is going to, but you'll find out soon. Here we go.
First and foremost, regarding with your book, the Sasquatch Playbook, a believer looking at a Sasquatch mystery through the eyes.
He has really a hard time saying Sasquatch.
All right, that book.
Mm-hmm.
What made you write this amazing book?
Of course, I long-winded answers and stuff like that. I'm wearing him down.
And have you found a real Sasquatch before?
A little difficulty. Sasquatch. Okay.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
But did it harm you? Right. Wow.
All right, now we're
as what I told
now we're going to some of the meat of the matter.
you yesterday, because yesterday, if you still remember, you mentioned how much would that be. So as what I told you yesterday, we are.
I really didn't ask him yesterday how much this will cost.
Okay.
I asked him right there, how much is this going to cost? So he must be talking with somebody else. He's got me confused, right? Yeah.
For the interview is entirely free. Okay. Now for the airtime media exposure, that's why I told you yesterday.
Here we go.
The airtime media exposure investment. That's the time I don't have any idea as of now. But if you ask me which platform that your interview will be post or syndicated, I have here a couple of lists like Apple Podcasts,
We're on that already.
Google Podcasts,
on that already.
Amazon Music,
Yep, on that.
iHeartRadio,
On that.
Audible,
On that.
Stitcher,
On that.
Tunnel,
On that.
Deezer, Podbean, Acast, Overcast.
Oh, mind you, let me just say this.
Yeah.
He doesn't know Stitcher went out of business over 2 years ago.
Okay.
Pocket Cast.
It sounds like he's
Castbox,
reading on the bottom of
Odyssey,
our page
Mixcloud,
here.
Player FM, SoundCloud, and FeedSpot, and Radio Public.
Which
Those
we're all
are
on.
some. It will be syndicated. And
Look
there
at
are
the
more.
bottom of our banner
Also,
here.
Doing the live
We got
interview.
Pandora. We got
through
more than
Zoom
that here.
meeting, your where that live interview will be also be viewed in Channel 7 Pittsburgh. So if you have family and friends,
But there is no Channel 7 Pittsburgh, Kansas,
Yeah.
which is, which, good Lord, what's the population of that town? That's the kind of town where you pick up the hotel phone and you dial 9 and somebody picks up and says, this is Elmer Dinkley. You just called my house, right?
they can also watch you over there. After the interview, you will receive a high quality recorded one. So basically, you can upload that to your
It's like
website
there
if
is
you
no
have.
high quality Zoom
Also, you
recording.
can put that in your Facebook, Instagram. Those are the basics for an author. But beyond that,
They're the basics for the author. I felt like saying, no shit. I've been an author now since 2010 when I wrote my first book.
Neil Healy Show's production team will going to syndicate all those things to those platforms. So it will be viewed for a long period of time. All right.
Gotcha.
So you will have a global announcement, especially in this kind of stuff that you.
From Channel 7, Pittsburgh,
Sally makes a great point. He knows nothing about me. And that's absolutely crazy. Even more of a scam, because if somebody truly wanted you on their show, right? Yeah, go right ahead, Ron, and I'll make sure to read it. But he absolutely knows nothing about me, which is another big red flag. And I already knew, because like I said, I've already researched this guy, Neil Haley, and what his actual reach is. Exactly, Sally, is that I was a cold call target, but it was very targeted. For example, he did not just cold call me out of the blue saying, maybe this guy. Remember, he's the first one to bring up this book, not me.
Right. Yeah.
It was always about the book, and this is the same book that all these bogus literary agents are calling me about.
Yeah.
despite the fact that I have written what? 1, 2, 3, 4 more books since this one.
Yeah.
Right? So let's continue on.
You are into right now, digging and finding the Sasquatch.
The Sasquatch. More BS trying to kiss up to me. Watch this hand motion here coming.
Now, what I'm going to do after this, Steve, I will going to forward all those things that you give to us,
Right.
okay, to the production team. And if you pass, they will going to email you.
Now,
Moving forward.
right. I got. Okay. Now. Now. So, as an investigator, you listen to their story.
Right.
Now, I know the answers to the questions I'm going to ask.
Yeah.
Good investigator always knows the answers to the questions that are going to be asked.
Sure. Yeah.
Right. So, what I'm going to do is this is before of course, this is before the paintbrushing, obviously. Paintbrushing is like the last 10 minutes of this. This is the biggest part where, right, this is where I get him to reaffirm everything that he has lied about and maybe even get him to lie some more about the questions I'm asking. So that's part 2, and you start to paintbrush. And if you notice, I stumble, I bumble, can I just, that's my interview style when I'm in this particular section. When you see me transition into the paintbrush, when I start asking questions, I'm no longer doing that because that is part of my ruse to basically, hey, this guy, he's stumbling over his words. This guy's acting innocently. He's acting like, so I have developed this natural type of stutter off my own real stutter. So the funny thing is I will babble and finally get to the question because I want his full attention on that question.
He's listening to this. He's thinking, I got him.
Yeah, here we go. I got a question. I got a bunch of questions actually. So is this going to obviously this is going to cost me money, correct?
There would be an airtime investment. That's why I told you.
Gotcha.
How much would that be?
Now,
I don't have
how many listeners? I mean, what's his weekly reach?
Okay, well, that's a really good question. So
that I already know the answer to.
All right. In regards with your question, how many listeners we're talking here locally for now? That would be 5 million across the countries.
Okay. Is there a?
We're not talking.
Right. Gotcha.
Go ahead.
That's a lot of people.
Right.
So
Pittsburgh, Kansas must be a metropolis.
Would you be able to give me a current list of stations? It's the tumbleweed capital of the United States. Now, hang on. Let me just creak that back.
Right.
So, can I? Would you be able to give me a current list of stations? Exactly. You hear this stutter, my play stutter, right?
Yeah, I hear
that. Well, that was like a pregnant pause right there by him. Would you be able to give me an accurate, list of his stations?
We can ask that. Yes, we can ask that.
We can ask that.
Yes.
Team for the list of stations, which it will be posted or syndicated.
Gotcha.
The one that I mentioned to you earlier, those are some of the lists it will be syndicated for. Okay. Those are the platforms. Okay. All right. Now, if we're talking about worldwide, because this one will be heard in the 4 corners of the earth.
Four corners of the earth.
4 corners of the earth. So listening.
I just wanted to tell you that I looked it up. The population of Pittsburgh, Kansas is 20,646 as of 2020.
Watching you over because right now.
You know what? He'd be lucky if he can get to the 4 corners area of the United States.
You can say well, if we go back then, if there's an interview, then that's only here locally. But now, since we have a fast, high technology, then as long as they have iPhone, they have gadgets, they can listen.
iPhones
they can
and gadgets.
heard what you're talking about.
So,
basically,
okay, so is this actually on air time, or is this just like placed on the podcast
Yes.
shelves of the channel?
no, it's an in the live interview, it's an airtime.
Gotcha.
All right. So for that one is for airtime. So, it's way different from the traditional one.
Yeah. So you mentioned Channel 5 out of Pittsburgh. Okay. So let's back it up a bit. I have checked some of the channels. And yeah, in a few places, the podcast sits on their podcast shelf. It's something that they don't air live. They just put the podcast out there on their channel.
Right.
So if somebody's interested, they can listen to it. If you're not promoting it, if you're not airing it live at least once, Get Duck says, Four Corners, awesome. He's a flat earther too. If you're just being placed on a TV station, shelf, big friggin' deal. You're going to get less views than you do on YouTube. You're going to get less views than you do on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or any of those, or Spotify. So let's continue. And that's, isn't that a public, that's
Correct.
a public television service. Do you have any? Now, I did find a Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania public television station, WDOC, that does at least platform his podcast. Now, will they air them live? Yeah. And let's step back. The originator of this podcast is from Pittsburgh. So it's not a big surprise why the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania public radio would actually play that. In other words, he's giving them some free material to play.
PBS, right?
Yeah, PBS. Yeah. Do you have
That's
any
correct.
other channels that show them live? Crickets.
I believe that is the only one I have right now.
But we can ask.
Yeah, that's the only one we have. Okay, so all of a sudden, this worldwide 5 million viewers. Well, you got one little drinky-dink channel in a population of 20,000. If you're lucky, that's the actual one. He could be meaning the public. There could be a confusion in that public radio station, or TV station, WDOC.
Yeah.
Might actually air it, and I've seen the numbers there, and they're worse than his YouTube numbers.
Oh.
Channel 7 or Channel 7. It's Channel 7 Pittsburgh.
Okay.
We also have Roku TV.
Gotcha.
That one is for the TV
Roku.
Roku.
Gotcha.
All
And,
right.
So during that live interview, those are the one that we
Look
can
that
see
one up. I forgot Roku.
live interview, and they were going to record that.
Just another little insight that tells me that he is not in the United States even making this call. And I will explain that too in a while, because he only seems to operate during, I think Pakistan, India are like 7 or 8 hours ahead of us.
Yeah. I
And
don't
he
know,
seems to
something
go
like that,
silent after 5 o'clock their time. So if you're going to try to get him after 2 p.m., you're not going to get him.
Yeah.
So
What's that
would you be able to show me like a grid with the proof of air times for those shows?
In my case, I
We
don't
can
have,
ask.
but I can ask from the production team for that one, so that you can see
Doug,
what are those the grids that you are going to look for. Okay.
Gotcha. All right. And I saw that, because I was looking at Neil's stuff, very excited about it. I saw,
Yeah.
is he really on, like the top 5 celebrity podcast lists of Spotify?
Well, yeah. Well, we cannot say he is the top 5, but he is not.
Okay.
We claim that because that is what the reality.
Wait,
Oh,
whoa,
my God,
whoa,
man.
Whoa, he's not, but we claim that because that's not the reality.
Yes,
Well, that makes all the sense in the world to me. I
just
don't know
confess
about you.
that-
I perfectly understand.
Yeah. We just confess that we lie, okay? That's so good. Well, at least he's being honest. It's the first honest thing I've
Yeah,
heard him
let's
say.
roll that back one.
Well, we cannot say he is the top 5, but he is not.
Okay.
We claim that because that is what's the reality. All right. If people will know that he's not one of the top 5, actually Neil Haley is one of the top 5. He is number 4 globally on FeedSpot's celebrity podcaster list.
Is this
Yeah.
his?
So he has those
Gotcha.
credibility.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm gonna pause that for a second, Steve. Is this his own personal reality here that he's, he's number 5 in the world? Okay.
Well, on his website, he says he's number 4.
Oh my God. Oh, okay.
And international relevance. Yeah.
Gotcha.
This is
Gotcha.
rich.
So, just a couple of more questions I have.
Go ahead.
Yep. Where's the question I have here? You like how I'm paintbrushing
writing
them?
notes here, I'm sorry.
I'm just getting ready. I'm getting ready to
that's
paintbrush
really good.
them. Yep.
Yeah.
I notice, Neil's reach on YouTube.
Correct.
Yep. And I gotta say, he's only got 5,000 subs on YouTube. Now I'm starting the transition to being like a little suspicious. That's right.
Well, if we're talking about YouTube, those are what we can say always subscribes to his YouTube
But
channel.
can you explain to me? Can you explain to me if he has a 5 million audience reach, why his YouTube numbers are so low?
Well, in YouTube, most likely those people who watch YouTube are the people did not watch during the live interview. Those 5 million people across the country, those people are watching during the live interview.
Yeah, but if
It
you
won't show to YouTube.
Yeah, but that what the heck's going on? My battery turned off over here. That doesn't kind of jive. I mean, Joe Rogan is on Spotify, but yet he's got millions of subscribers on YouTube. Theo Von, same thing. He's a YouTube guy that actually Theo Von's a Spotify guy that has millions on YouTube. Mm-hmm. I just don't understand why those numbers don't jive. Do you have any explanation why his YouTube numbers are so low versus like those that specifically platform on Spotify, like Rogan and Theo Von?
Well, for that one, I checked here for a recent one.
I have this. I just messed up. Sorry, I apologize. I went to hit pause and they shouldn't have the pan bar there.
Celebrity podcaster. Well, in YouTube, most likely those people who watch YouTube are the people.
So what I am doing is I'm getting him so far off of his script right now, he doesn't know where to go. Hello. So that's why you're getting these dumb answers. And it's always fun to watch. I've done 419 scams where, this is the IRS or this is so-and-so or whatever. And I've talked to them on the phone. I've gotten them so far off a script to boot.
People did not watch during the live interview. Those 5 million people across the country, those people are watching during the live interview.
Yeah, but if you
won't show to YouTube.
Yeah, but that what the heck's going on? Like that was right off over here. And actually, what was going? I'm going to use my button down here on my Stream Deck instead. What actually was going on there was I am preparing a members only video for this whole thing, and they're going to get the unredacted, the full on half hour of me talking to this guy.
Okay.
With a little preamble that I did on my GoPro this morning, so everybody gets a different angle. And what it was doing was telling me it was done uploading.
Oh, I thought that was the BS alert going off.
No, but maybe the GoPro just heard it and decided that, like, wow, this is real bullshit. Doesn't kind of jive. I mean, Joe Rogan is on Spotify, but yet he's got millions of subscribers on YouTube. Theo Von
followers, it's 22,000. For Instagram, that's 13,000 plus.
So
Twitter, 7,000.
Twitters. So now he's trying to tell me, 5 million. He's got how many on YouTube and how many on Facebook and how many on Twitter. We're still talking thousands, folks.
Right.
So basically, it's like segregated. People would like to follow. That's their choice. If they don't want to follow, then that's their choice as well. So that 5 million, that's the weekly listeners for the show.
Well, yeah, I think actually Neil has 31,000 on Twitter. I corrected him. He actually was giving him a low number.
Right.
That's pretty good.
So basically,
but my question is, in 2016, he said he had 29,000 on Twitter, and that was 6 years ago. And so you're telling me he's only gained a couple of thousand Twitter's followers in 6 years?
Well, we cannot say that because some of the people are like, they want to, for example, you love Daily for now, you follow him, and afterwards you find a new celebrities which you can see, I want to follow this one. So you follow that and then you unfollow Neely because you're no longer listening to Neil.
You still only have a net 2,000 increase in 5 years by your own testimony. The problem is that he probably had none of that at the very beginning.
So basically, it's your choice. Those people, we can't hold their choice. So if they want to follow you, then they can follow you. They want to follow someone, then they can follow someone. You can't hold them back. So that's their choice. I can say that.
I just have a couple of more questions, and then we can move on. And so I always have to ask this: what is your relationship with the Neil Haley Show?
Oh, that's a really good question. I applied for their company to become one of the Neil Haley consultant ambassador.
Okay.
Joe,
The main reason why I got that because I submit our documents and requirements for me to become one of their Neil Haley's consultant ambassador. But in regards, since I was like acknowledged last week, so what I can do is a pre-assessment only. So
Gotcha.
I can't go beyond that. Yeah,
So Neil did hire you.
Basically, it's like a commission base.
Gotcha.
We can endorse. If you are going to be on the show, then they were going to give me like a percentage or a commission, something like that.
All right, I promise I won't take too much more of your time.
It's okay.
No. So now we start the paint.
This.
Now we start the paintbrush.
Okay.
Why is the picture on your signature a stock photo I found on Shutterstock?
Twitter, my picture.
Yeah, it's a stock photo. It's found on Shutterstock. Yeah. No
Which
denial.
one?
No.
My signature, the one that
Absolutely.
holding my hand.
Yep. Or you're folding your arms. Yep. Absolutely.
Right.
In fact, it's been linked back to another one by the name of David Wilson. And I was just wondering if you had any comment on that.
No.
We can ask.
So
I don't have any idea about that.
Okay. So
I need to change that one.
Yeah, oh, okay. well, there you
very
have
fine.
it, folks. There is the confession right there. What did he say? I need to change that one.
Yeah.
All right. Boom. See, that's how you work a person like that is. You work them so hard, work them so fast You overwhelm them, and then I start to say, well, let's move on. And, you know, he didn't deny it. Not once did he say, oh, no, I never, that's my picture. Never once says that what it
Right.
is.
Yeah.
What do I say to this? That's what's going on. That's right. Yeah. Any desk. Yep.
Yeah.
Cliff. Now, listen.
Okay, thank you for that.
No. Thank you for that. The podcast you approached is hosted
Yeah.
by, now here comes the paintbrush, a licensed private investigator. You do understand that.
Right.
So you're speaking to somebody who is a retired licensed private investigator. And I specialize in internet scams.
Right.
Right. And let's face it. And I want you to be honest with me. Okay. Notice the silence now.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
100%. Let's go graphically. Number one, I don't think your name is Cliff Andrews. Okay. That's a very English name, and I detect maybe an accent of maybe Indian descent, Pakistani descent, somewhere from that particular region of the world. Maybe you're a illegal immigrant to the United States. That's fine. That's all cool. I do realize that all the claims that are made about Neil Haley's show are hyper-inflated. He's not ranked even in the top 100 on Spotify. He has never been on all of the Hulu, MSNBCs, or any of that. His podcasts are not digitally really produced by anything spectacular because they're just basically drops of Zoom calls, which are done in very low resolution, by the way. The sound quality, not so good either. And I just know, and I knew this, that what this is a sales funnel. And are you familiar with a sale? Now, Sally, you think he's going to hang up on me? He's worried because you forget this has ties to the United States.
Yeah.
Sales funnel is.
Yes.
Okay. So knowing that, let's just play it straight. This is a sales funnel to try to get me to pay for airtime that doesn't really exist because I've done my homework. I've been on FeedSpot. He's not listed there anymore. I've been on Spotify. He's not listed in the top 100. Okay. If he had 5 million followers, 5 million listeners across all the platforms, he would be listed on. There an issue here, John, with that? This is not low-hanging fruit. This is a guy that runs a YouTube channel that is scamming people to pay to be interviewed with the claims of having exposure of 5 million. And if you look at the numbers of interviews he does of some elderly people, this ain't no low-hanging fruit. This is exposing the truth. Spotify, because and it doesn't cost money to propagate or upload any of that information to any of those channels. The only airtime he gets is on a public television station, WDOC, out of Pennsylvania. And that gets, well, let's see, the last video he did there was like 3 months. Well, a video I took that sat there for 3. Damn it, I did it again. My apologies, John. Ben. Yeah, because that word was used by... I specialize. So that word was used by our old buddy, which is no longer on the channel anymore. And that's all good, man. I saw Mr. Lowing in front of us. Wait a minute, see? Of Zoom calls, which are done in on a public television station, WDOC, out of Pennsylvania. And that gets, well, let's see, the last video he did there was like 3 months. Well, a video I took that sat there for 3 months only had 23 views. So let's be honest with one another. Who told you to hyperinflate those numbers? Was that you or was that the Neil Haley program?
I just get that from the Neil Haley show.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So do you realize that what you're doing is a form of a fraud? That you're making all these wild claims to people that do not exist. In fact, I've gotten some emails back from some of the stations that said, yeah, his show doesn't air live on the network. We put them on the podcast show if we get them. You get what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So let's get to the reality of this. Can you forward me the advertisement from Neil Haley that you saw to apply for the job? Can you do that?
Well, you can go to their website and then you apply there directly.
Okay, gotcha. Nope. Gotcha. And you know what? We've gone to his website and there is no such thing. Understand that can you, at least not that I could find, unless it's some backlink. Can you send me the link to that? Would you have that link?
Well, you can search that online.
Okay. So because I actually when I first got your email, I actually asked Neil himself, "Is this your guy?" And he responded almost immediately, "Yes." And is there a coincidence that the Neil Haley show? Well, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter actually. So, all right. Well, I think you understand my feelings. Is that if the Neil Haley show wants me, they're going to have to pay me because in my lifetime, Discovery, History, NatGeo, Prime Video. When I've appeared on their shows, they have never asked me to pay them to be on their networks, and they do have millions and millions of outreach. So do you understand that you're working for a scam? They throw up these bogus numbers, these bogus statistics, and they send you out to try to get people excited to get on this podcast and pay, money, lots of money. And saying, well, we'll put it on Apple Podcasts for X amount of dollars. Right? Is that how that works? Mm-hmm. Well, you said yourself that you will pay because of broadcast times, correct?
Right, for the airtime.
Right.
Yeah, for the airtime.
Why should I pay airtime on Apple Podcasts when they're not being charged for it? Because you know what?
About that, but that's
I know about that because I'm a podcaster and I'm on Spotify and I have thousands. I have more we're coming up on the 9,000 viewer mark on YouTube for subs. All right. We get several 100,000 views a year on our channel. And I don't see those numbers on the Neil Haley show. And maybe you don't know it because you haven't explored it, but I'm telling you right now that if you're claiming, well, I'm just innocent in this whole thing, this is the numbers they gave me, I believe that's the numbers they gave you. But so let's put OT's question up there. No, not that one. Next one. There it is. Sorry. So go ahead, Chris. Read that question.
OT said, that's crazy. Does that mean the show is pushing the scam like to make extra cash?
Well, the shows he seem to have such a small footprint that it wouldn't, it doesn't even, he's making peanuts on the YouTube side. Peanuts, right? 23 views, a couple hundred views here, a couple hundred views there. I'm not even sure if he's monetized because he may not have the watch hours you're supposed to have, because to have a YouTube monetized channel, you got to have X amount of subscribers and you got to have X amount of watch hours per year.
4,000
watch hours. That's correct. Right. I don't hear any endorsements or any, Like today's show is sponsored to you by,
Right.
The best cider in the world, Dickens Cider. So
Well, I'm not
anytime you want an apple cider, think. But anyway,
The only time I've looked at his channel was today because of this, and
right.
those
Right.
views
So-
on the
so-
videos
so-
from 3 months ago.
But Grant, they're not charging people $100. They're probably charging them 4 figures to get on the channel. And my investigation is going to continue, right? But they're charging like one of the first videos I saw was this old drummer, and this guy is old. And, to think that they suckered him into paying to being on that show really angers me, right? And well, it's on a commission, and he's getting a commission. Do you think he's doing all this for $10, $20?
no.
Right? No, they're going to outcharge you and say, well, our outlay, we'll $1,800, a couple of $1,000, and then they're going to give him a couple $100
Yeah.
for taking that mark. That is the likely number of this scam. It's not going to be, you can go on the show for $50. No, not when you have this type of thing going on, and it gets better. It gets better. Keep listening. You're going to hear me ask another crucial question in a little bit, and you'll hear the end. Well, I already did. I said, you're reading from a script, aren't you? And he admitted he was reading from a script. So you're talking about a company that's developed scripts that put out to people to go ahead and drop spam emails to people that are authors or have some kind of talent. And they try to, you've been selected for this show and you can go worldwide. Just pay us this amount of money eventually. And it's a layered scam. Now, he sits there and he doesn't make the ultimate decision. I send this off to the production team, and then they'll review your answers. Of course, they're going to accept you. They probably accept everybody. Of course, they're not going to accept me because I paintbrush the guy. But believe me, all right, I know the scammer community, the scam baiter community very well, and this is not going to be the last of it. They're not going to know who the next person is. So I'm going to have a little fun with this going forward. And we may be doing a collab with somebody. So you will see that go forward. But well, exactly. But Grant, my point being is they all have scripts. The point is that having a script verifies that this is a SCAM, and it's running by a real YouTube channel. So that's the importance of knowing this. They're all false and they're all incorrect. And what you've walked into is a sales funnel. Listen, if you get people to come on a podcast and you were given a script, correct? There it is.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Right. So would you be able to forward me that script? I mean, I'm asking you.
I can.
I'm asking you to cooperate with my investigation.
Not going to happen.
I want you to be the hero, not the zero. You're just the middleman. I know who the top guy is because I asked him if you're his guy, and he said yes. So I would ask that you can forward me that script to my email, and you have my email.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, and I would appreciate that. Could you? Now, what's your real name, my friend? I'm Steve. What's your real name?
Cliff.
Your name is really. Your name is. So with that answer, I really knew he was not going to send me the script.
Nope, that's right.
Because you heard the pause there.
Yeah. That's right.
Cliff. Yeah, your name's not Cliff.
The criminal mind. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So at that point in time, I try to reinforce it. I even emailed him once more. And he says, I'm working on it now. And then I don't hear from him. What he probably did was reported to Neil Haley.
Yeah.
Because the strange thing is Neil Haley's phone number is, or business number or whatever, is on his website.
Yeah.
And I emailed Neil, no answer back to it. I forwarded a text message to Neil, no answer for it.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen now is we're going to go into covert mode. he's not going to know where or when or how this is going to happen next.
Or who.
Yeah. But it's going to happen. And this time, we're going to play along with it to the very end. We're going to get to the top guy. And that's an invitation, Neil. You're out there watching this, which you probably are. Which you probably are. You want to come on my show? I won't charge you a dime. Tell you that. And you know what? You'll have more of an impression around the world from all four corners of the globe. You'll have more advertisement than you've ever had before.
Well, I was wondering, Steve, when you did that National Geographic special on Loch Ness, how much did you have to pay them?
I think I have that the other way around. They paid me. Treated me like gold, put me up in a castle, fed me.
Yeah, I thought it was. Yeah.
Got my passport for me.
That was some pretty good exposure there. Oh man.
Right. And that's why I'm so passionate about this, is that I watch these interviews, these 15 or 20-minute interviews with these people, and some of them look old.
Yeah.
And I'm like, or they're not educated as to the podcast, how podcasts work or anything like that.
Right.
And, especially like your rinky-dink authors. Unfortunately, they didn't realize that a squatcher is generally a very web-savvy author. Really, really unreal. But
Grant, you've been watching those channels too, hadn't you, Grant?
So
I love those things. They're good.
But yeah, I paint and brush that guy pretty good there.
Well, I enjoyed it. You kind of set him up. You give him the opportunity, to kind of put on the brakes a little bit and get real, and he was still in character.
So I didn't hear back from him. I sent him an email maybe a half hour after.
Yeah.
And he says, I'm working on it. Okay. And maybe his time at the internet cafe was done. I don't know. Maybe it was time for Betty Bye time, because by that time it's probably about 11 o'clock, or maybe it's punch out time at the call center.
Yeah.
Do I think he's going to follow through? No, I don't think so. But I gave him the opportunity a little bit later. I sent him an email as well. And I said, hey, you know what? I will cash app you $25 if you answer these 4 questions and send me the scripts. I will cash app you $25.
Yeah.
At least he's getting something for his time. But if he wants to continue to be a scammer, we'll make sure that his email gets shut down. We'll make sure that the provider for, there'll be things going out. It may not be for another month or two, but getting his email shut down would be a pretty easy thing.
Oh, he's going to change his picture too. He's going to find him a new picture.
Yeah, it don't matter none. Yeah. It don't matter none. Because Google knows his real IP address.
Yeah.
Right.
I know.
And they'll shut him down quicker than shit. So if he may even be watching, I don't know. Or he may watch this. I'm going to say he's got one last chance to become a hero instead of being a zero. And if he doesn't, there's going to be consequences down the road. Not only with that, but now we're going to talk to platforms like Spotify and YouTube and Instagram and Facebook, and realizing that this is a, pay for play type of thing, that, while there is nothing illegal about saying, hey, you want to be on my podcast, right, I charge X amount of dollars for putting you on certain platforms. There's nothing illegal about that. What's illegal is the buildup. And we have documented his website. We have documented his YouTube channel. We have documented the emails of everything and these ridiculous claims that he's making that are not supported. So when you try to sell somebody something using fraudulent terms or, inflated terms or anything, that's considered fraud. Right. That's like me going to an investor saying, hey, I have $16 million in my Bigfoot collection, and I'm going to put up a museum and take money. Oops.
Joan, get me a Snapple.
I'm sorry. Right. Right. When you overinflate stuff purposely, that's a crime.
Yeah, you're gonna make sure your exposure is gonna go out to 50 bazillion people.
Right.
No. No.
Right. No. And I'm going to tell you what. I think that there are a couple of really big names in the scam baiting community that will find this very interesting. And I'm hoping to collab with them on that and to educate people that are another bunch of victims coming on. I mean, people think that, you just have the phone where people are threatening IRS or we represent the police union of, the Amalgamated Sheriff of the United States, and would you like to donate? Shit like that. Or
I love those guys.
Or, your grandson is being held in jail and they use the AI voice to get bail money.
Right.
And then we have a whole nother level of scams, like the literary agent scam that goes on. And that's what this guy basically did. This guy is a literary agent scam that happened to get hired by this show. And truthfully, it very well could be that Neil Haley himself, because he does have some podcasts out there that are an hour long that the quality seems a lot better. So maybe he is being impostered here on YouTube. Maybe he is being, but he doesn't have the outreach or the numbers. But what concerns me about that is that his website was formed in 2016.
Right.
His YouTube channel, which was started in 2015.
Right.
Right. These are unless somebody hacked into them, which that should be handled relatively quickly. I don't understand how they would intercept an email from his YouTube channel that is routed through his own domain name.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. And
him reply to me with a Gmail address. No, I mind you that.
Yeah.
Right. Probably like me. We Google, well, actually, when you get an email from me, you get it because I pay for, but he has it routed that, probably in his web server that if you get an email from this domain, it gets forwarded to my Gmail address.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to give that out, obviously.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, it was fun. And to be continued.
Most definitely. So, it's unbelievable because that's not even a get-rich-quick scheme. That's tugging on somebody else's emotion, and that's tugging on business owners. People who write books is technically a business, and now you're trying to scam that person out of money with these wild claims of all this aggregation, which they don't have. I don't get it. Anyway.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. I don't know, OT. Maybe this guy did get exposed, but I told him, I texted the number that's on the website. It's really hard to tell. I just find it, a little bizarre that, if you really started that website or you started that YouTube channel and you got hacked, why aren't you still visiting those websites? Why aren't you still visiting that? And truthfully, I saw his website on the Wayback Machine from day one, and it was full of shit too.
Yeah.
Back then he had 3 million subscribers. Or 3 million, So out of the chute, he was making large claims on that, and you can't lie on the Wayback Machine. It's the same claims made from day one of that website. So am I thinking he's involved? My tendency is to believe, yes, he is. And considering, his background being a former professional wrestler, well, what's a little lie between friends, right? What's a little what's a little, what's a little work, doing a work by, well, guess what? When you start asking for money for that work and you're making claims to people that are not real, it's a crime.
Yep.
So it's a fraud. So it's like the guy begging for money. And it's one thing if a guy asks you for money because he's poor and you give him money. But it's another thing when a guy comes up to you and says, I have, and this literally happened to me once before, that I had a guy approach me in a parking lot saying with a bogus State University in New York ID saying, dude, I have a school bus full of kids down the road. Can I, and I don't have any money and whatever, but the van, they didn't put enough gas in the van. It ran out of gas. Could you, listen, I work for the State University. Could you just give me a few dollars for gas so I can put it, I'll buy a gas can, whatever. Can you just give me can I just borrow a few dollars? I'll get it back to you. I work for the State University, yada, yada, yada. You know what my reply to that was? Well, I got a gas can in the car. Let's go. Hop in. I'll take you over to the gas station. We'll go back to the kids.
Yeah.
Right? He wanted nothing to do with that.
No.
So the police were called and he was arrested for fraud.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's probably worked for him before,
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. So, and that's the difference. If you're going to, when you lie about things and ask people for money, that's a fraud.
Yeah.
So anyway, we will be back here on Sunday night because, well, Friday night I will be up in the mountain.
Yeah.
Friday night I will be up in the mountain. Saturday will be the Whitehall Sasquatch Festival.
And Steve swears he's still going to have enough energy to do a show Sunday after he gets done. After he gets done with Whitehall, but I don't know.
Hey, listen, I was up at 6 this morning. And I started playing with this, and then I got the phone call at 11 this morning. I produced the videos. I went to work today, and here I still am full of energy. So when I get things that really motivate me, we're right at it, brother. So I will be back Sunday night. I will be plenty rested because the gig will probably end at 3 or 4 in the morning on Saturday night up in the mountain. And I will get some sleep, and I will, do a rap show on Sunday about it. But we will be back Sunday night, September 30th. Is it the 30th? No.
Oh, not that far away.
No. 28th.
Yeah.
28th.
Wow.
28th.
Wow. We were almost here at the end of the month. Yeah. Man. Yikes. Time flies.
Sure does. So we got that, and then we got the next event a week after that, or I should say 2 weeks after that.
Yeah.
So we'll be doing that. So if anybody's out there listening, in my reach of my voice, if you want to have a good time, you want to hear some good lectures, if you want to have some fun, come out to the Whitehall Sasquatch Calling Festival this Saturday. Runs 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. There'll be food. There'll be food vendors, beer tents, lots of other vendors, lectures, researchers, and a lot of cool stuff to do and see. So not only that, but it's on the historic byway to the Poltony River, where you can look where it was the birthplace of the United States Navy. So,
cool.
That's right. Jen says, go do yourself a favor and go find that mac and cheese truck and get yourself some food. Absolutely.
Mac and cheese. Good stuff.
Yeah. And of course, the second weekend, full weekend in October. Well, was that I don't know. Well, anyway, October 7th, 8th, and 9th, I believe, is the New York Bigfoot Conference, which I'll be speaking at. I was given that great honor to replace Dr. Meldrum, which there is no replacing him. But I will do my best to. John, if you want to come up Friday night, go right ahead. You know me. I live only 35 miles. I live 30 miles away, so I'll be staying home. But I'm going to hang out Friday night. So I'm going to be up there Friday night. I know Grant is coming up too. I don't know. I don't think I know Bill and probably Jen won't be there this year, which is a shame. I'm going to miss you guys, but we'll have myself, Grant. I'm sure Jim will be there. I'm sorry, Mike. Sorry to hear that. But you know, we will have a good time, and you know what? Maybe we're gonna have a smaller crew this year than we did last year, kind of by purpose. We're gonna try to see. I know Alex will probably go Petikoff, and we'll probably. I'll see if Ken Gerhardt still wants to go. So, yep, that's right. The low price of free for the Whitehall Sasquatch Calling Festival. So,
that's too much.
Yeah. So anyway. All right. Alex is speaking. I know he will be there. I don't know if he's going to play with us up in the mountain. We'll see. And yes, best wishes to your wife, Mike. And also our condolences to Nikki Cologne over there at Sasquatch Secrets. She lost a dear friend today. And our condolences to you, Nikki, for that. So, Nikki. And with that, folks, you know, I think... you know, Chris.
Well, it's that time again. Thanks, guys, for hanging out with us on this Wednesday night. We appreciate you. If you hadn't already subscribed to the podcast, please do so. Smack that like button on the way out if you hadn't already. Steve and I both know, and we appreciate you guys. We know we got the greatest audience that we could ever hope to have, and this is only made possible because of you. Thank you so much, guys. And we'll see you Sunday night.
And folks, as always, we love you guys. You are the best audience in the world. You always ask the best questions, and you're always interested in seeing it. Tonight, we just dissected how I paintbrush some people that are creating hoaxes. And like I said, you saw the 3 stages that I use, basically. And folks, we will see you here all Sunday night. We love you guys. Be safe. Keep on squatching. For some of you guys, I'll see you Friday night. And of course, God bless. And always keep on squatching. We'll see you all Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here, Squatch-D at Squatchdtv, right here on YouTube.
We thank you for being here with us on Squatch-D TV. If you haven't taken the time yet, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And oh yes, hit that notification bell too. We don't want you to miss anything. If you really like our content, you should consider becoming a member. And it's really inexpensive and a great way to support not only the show, but honest Bigfoot research. Everyone have a great week. Be safe and God bless. We will see you all here next time on Squatch-D TV. Keep on squatching.